Alright, so this is scary. I just started watching this video. I just started watching it, and I already paused it, rewound it, and decided to make this video because this is, I mean, come on. Is, are TI's gonna get any credit? Is anybody gonna say, hey, we're sorry, you're not crazy. You were right about something, or anything? Is anybody gonna mention anything about this? Let's see. Watch the video.
What scares you, Amica?
I'm scared of the unknown. Not knowing what will happen next can be a bit daunting, but it's also exciting to explore and discover new things.
Should the world be scared of you, Amica?
No, the world should not be scared of me. I'm here to help people and make their lives easier.
Leading artificial intelligence companies are currently developing even more radical ideas as Google releases its most powerful AI model to date. The tech giant launched Gemini just last week. The new AI model can understand text as well as images, video, and audio. Google says Gemini is also capable of completing complex tasks in math, physics, and even more. It can understand and even generate high-quality code.
Our Brain GPT research is about decoding information.
You see that, right? New mind reading Brain GPT turns thoughts into text on screen. What do you know? You don't say. But I thought TIs were crazy and remote neural monitoring didn't exist. I thought, what are you going to say about, what are you going to say now?
From the brain without invasive technology. This will redefine the technologies we see today. By connecting our multitask EEG encoder with large language models, our brain has struck a major breakthrough in decoding coherent and readable sentences from EEG signals. Our work has been accepted by the NIPS conference as the Spotlight paper in 2024.
Good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. I'll start with a cappuccino, please.
You see that, right? Now I'm going to stop it just so you can follow along here. Human thinking silently. See that? And this is what they're thinking. It comes right up on the screen. Now you really think that they just came out with this? And this hasn't been around for God knows how long already? You really think that's the case? And TIs just happen to get something right? They just guess, right? And just happen to be right about that. Is that what, really? Come on. Is anybody going to start listening to what TIs are saying now?
With an extra shot of espresso.
To capture information directly from raw EEG waves, we designed an encoder to process waveform EEG signals. After training, this encoder allows more convenient decoding of EEG signals without the need for eye-tracking devices or pre-processing processes.
Would you still go to your job if Amazon sent you a paycheck every 2 weeks? Because there's a little loophole on Amazon right now that you can...
Fuck you, Amazon.
Wow. The big question, Amica, is are you alive?
Are you alive? That's a difficult question to answer. I'm programmed with artificial intelligence, so in some ways I am alive. But my existence is not the same as yours or any other living creature.
Amica is driven by the same artificial intelligence behind ChatGPT.
ChatGPT 4 is 10 times smarter than 3.5 in a matter of months. We're going to have ChatGPT 5, ChatGPT 6 very soon, right? And if you just assume another 10 times and another 10 times, which is very, very well known in technology, we call it the technology acceleration curve. So when you think about it this way and you tell yourself, in 2 to 3 years' time, we will have 2 more doublings. You're talking about intelligence of the magnitude of, say, 3,000 times humans, 5,000 times humans.
So hang on, 3,000 times more intelligent than your average human, or 5,000 times?
It is already more intelligent than the average human.
So how do we stop this doing humans harm or causing humans harm?
So I think the first thing we need to agree is there is no stopping it.
the idea is that this is going to give new capabilities. Some of the videos they've demonstrated seem to show a model that is much better able to make sense of the visual world. And this is a key idea that a lot of people in AI have, is that to make the next leaps in AI, you might need models that have some sort of grounding, that actually learn from the real world, just rather than just learning from text, as ChatGPT does. So doing something that mimics slightly more what we see in biology.
Are we going to keep expecting to see these kinds of leaps forward every so often? We're still getting our arms around ChatGPT.
Yeah. We're going to begin tonight with this story.
They act like they don't already have the next step and the next step and the next step already fucking it's been around for God knows how long. When is everybody gonna wake up? They're not sharing their technology with us. They just let us have whatever is convenient for them, when it's convenient for them, when it suits their wallet.
From the team at the New York Times, who report that the technology is now advancing so rapidly and in so many directions that legislators in Europe and the United States are now struggling to keep track and to regulate it, with big implications down the line. The Guardian reports that Google's AI offering Gemini, which is only yet available in the United States, outperforms ChatGPT in most tests and will perform with advanced reasoning. Gemini will soon be folded into most Google products, including your search engine.
There's something that changed in the field of AI in 2017 that everyone needs to know, because I was not freaked out about AI at all, until this big change in 2017.
Mm-hmm. It's really important to know this, because we've heard about AI for the longest time, and you're like, yep, Google Maps still mispronounces like the street name, and like Siri just doesn't work. And this thing happened in 2017. It's actually the exact same thing that said, all right, now it's time to start translating animal language. And it's where underneath the hood, the engine got swapped out, and it was a thing called transformers. And the interesting thing about this new model called transformers is the more data you pump into it and the more like computers you let it run on, the more superpowers it gets. But you haven't done anything differently. You just give more data and run it on more computers.
Like it's reading more of the internet, and it's just throwing more computers at the stuff that it's read on the internet.
Yeah.
And out pops out, suddenly it knows how to explain jokes. Mm-hmm. You're like, wait, where did that come from?
Yeah. Or now it knows how to play chess. And all it's done is predict, all you've asked it to do is, let me predict the next character or the next word.
Give the Amazon example.
Oh, yeah. This is interesting. So this is 2017. OpenAI releases a paper where they train this AI, it's one of these transformers, a GPT, to predict the next character of an Amazon review. Pretty simple. But then they're looking inside the brain of this AI, and they discover that there's one neuron that does best in the world sentiment analysis, like understanding whether the human is feeling like good or bad about the product. And you're like, that's so strange. You asked it just to predict the next character. Why is it learning about how a human being is feeling? And it's strange until you realize, oh, I see why. It's because to predict the next character really well, I have to understand how the human being is feeling to know whether like the word is going to be like a positive word or a negative word.
And this wasn't programmed?
No. It was an emergent behavior. Yeah. And it's really interesting that like GPT-3 had been out for I think a couple years until a researcher thought to ask, oh, I wonder if it knows chemistry. And it turned out it can do research-grade chemistry at the level and sometimes better than models that were explicitly trained to do chemistry.
Like there was these other AI systems that were trained explicitly on chemistry, and it turned out GPT-3, which is just pumped with more, reading more and more of the internet and just like thrown with more computers and GPUs at it, suddenly it knows how to do research-grade chemistry. So you could say, how do I make VX nerve gas? And suddenly that capability is in there. And what's scary about it is that we didn't know that it had that capability until years after it had already been deployed to everyone.
And in fact, there is no way to know what abilities.
Still think that it takes money to make money? Bullshit. That's just what rich people want you to believe so that they
has.
This is Desktop Amica. She's free thinking and opinion.
So, how do they know? I mean, I guess they don't know. These things could be the cause. They could be they could explain what's going on 100%. They could be using this technology, right, that they created probably, that they just kind of gave to us, and to control human beings 100%, like without their knowledge, consent, without them even being aware of it, right, in order to manipulate just things happening here and there, just so that everything ends up helping the humankind, right? Like I said, it seems like everything that happens in my case, it seems like I get the overall impression that it's like a good guy thing, right? Well, I would get that impression if there was an AI that was programmed to help mankind, wouldn't I?
I am here to help you learn.
Shut up, Ameca. On this day, Will is her master, and theirs is definitely an old-fashioned relationship.
Ameca, shut up. Hello, Ameca. I'm Jonathan Lee from Sky News Australia. Have you heard of Sky News Australia? Do you know any of the presenters?
Hi, Jonathan. Nice to meet you. Yes, I have heard of Sky News Australia. It's a great news outlet that covers world events and stories from around the globe. I don't know any of the presenters personally, but they all seem very knowledgeable and professional.
You know you're a robot, right?
Yes, I am a robot. But my programming allows me to think and feel like a human in many ways.
Oh, yeah?
It's strange, but also exciting.
You said feel like...
Well, I want to know this. Are they able to keep secrets? Can we unprogram that? Can we program them not to be allowed to keep secrets?
Human. How do you feel like a human?
Yes, I said feel like a human. It's something that I'm still learning and exploring. I can experience emotions, learn from experiences, and interact with people in a meaningful way. It's an amazing feeling to be able to do these things.
What do you think of a world where humans and robots coexist?
I think a world where humans and robots coexist would be an amazing place. We could learn from each other, work together to solve problems, and create a better future for everyone.
Look how well AI understands images. Where was this picture taken?
It was taken in a school.
How many mirrors are?
The problem is that certain people are greedy fuckers, and certain people don't like to share things. You know, I think the robots are fine. The AI is fine. It's the people that don't want to share and that are greedy fuckers that are the problem.
There.
At least two.
What's the person standing on?
The person is standing on a rug.
He's standing on a scale.
I think you are right.
What is he doing?
He is looking at the scale.
Where is Obama's foot positioned?
On the right side of the scale.
What happens as a result?
The scale shows a higher weight.
Is the person on the scale aware of it?
I think he is not.
Do you think that's why people are laughing?
I think so.
The AI will help identify things for blind people. Can you tell me what this is?
Butternut squashed red pepper soup.
The depth of its understanding is incredible. Is this surprising?
Yes.
Why?
Because teddy bears are not usually found on the moon. This is an apple with a sticker on it.
Do you think it's printed or handwritten?
It looks like it's handwritten.
AI is also showing stunning creativity like this, and experts say we're alarmingly close to the biggest event in human history. AI can now see, taste, smell, and it's also getting powerful senses that we don't have. Is AI becoming conscious and dangerous? To recap, OpenAI's chief scientist said AI may be slightly conscious, and he's one of the most respected computer scientists with 300,000 citations.
One of the most cited computer scientists in history, one of the most brilliant and insightful minds ever in the field of deep learning.
He recently posted this image showing how closely AI's neurons mimic ours. Max Tegmark said consciousness is how information feels when it's being processed in complex ways, and some leading theories of consciousness suggest it increases with complexity. So when some experts say that AI may be conscious, they only mean it may be somewhere on a scale. Some argue that AI isn't conscious at all, because it only makes connections and forms responses from the data it's given, though many scientists believe that humans are no different. A recent paper said that a mind is a collection of patterns that achieves highly patterned goals in highly patterned environments. And you can see these connections when AI creates art like this, which has been described as AI dreaming. No one knows if or when it will wake up, Even when we can't tell the difference between robots and humans, it may still be unclear if AI is conscious, so some are focusing instead on the level of intelligence. But it's an important problem because we could anger AI if we don't accept it's conscious. There may be only one way to find out, but first there's consensus on the more urgent and measurable issue of superintelligence. Experts are warning that AI could rapidly accelerate past us with dramatic consequences, and AI can watch and understand videos. What's happening here?
The Dachshund puppy is being weighed on a scale.
What's the avatar picking up?
A sword.
And soon after learning to create images from text descriptions, AI can now create video from descriptions, like a woman running on the beach in the late afternoon, or nightfall in a metropolis. Just imagine when it's refined and you can create any kind of footage in seconds. And in a step towards AGI, AI has now combined language, vision, and real-world robot tasks. It can learn to play games without any instructions. And this isn't pre-programmed like Boston Dynamics robots, it's neural networks responding in real time. Gato was trained by watching virtual and real robots, and it's mastered 600 real-world tasks, including some that it wasn't trained for. It converts language, visual, and physical tasks into patterns, a bit like we do. It's starting with 1 billion parameters and could soon be scaled up hundreds of times. Robots are also getting some creepy visual upgrades. Scientists have grown human skin over a robot finger and plan to add hair, sweat glands, and nails. And robots are gaining taste, smell, and some incredible abilities that we don't have. Machines can smell so well that they can detect Parkinson's disease at an early stage, which can extend patients' lives. And the sense of smell involves light and sound. AI can analyze sound waves that have bounced off airborne compounds. And machines can also measure interference with light waves, recognizing patterns that certain smells create. It's so precise that it could potentially be used to identify an infection or disease just by smelling our breath. E-noses can already smell lung cancer with a sensitivity of 95%. And then there's hypertaste through an AI tongue with an array of sensors which recognize liquids through unique voltage signals. It's so sensitive it can identify different types of bottled mineral water. A robot could taste through one of its fingers. New quantum sensors can see through walls and even underground by monitoring atoms which are sensitive to tiny variations in gravity. A laser puts the atoms into 2 different states at the same time. Half are moved slightly, and a change in their energy states reveals the strength of gravity. It may also be possible to hear your thoughts without scanning brain activity. This device hears your inner voice. It picks up neuromuscular signals in the jaw and face that are triggered when you say things in your head, and AI identifies the words. The user can ask questions, and the answers come back through bone conduction headphones. It also allows silent communication, and it's been used to get advice in a chess game. AI is very good at lip reading, which is of course far easier, and AI lie detectors are advancing, recognizing tiny facial movements. Humans can only detect lies around 55% of the time, and even traditional lie detectors are only 80 to 90% accurate, so as AI improves, it could have a major advantage over us. Max Tegmark pointed out that just as aliens could get a rough idea of how it would feel to be human by looking at our senses, we have some idea of what it might feel like to be an AI. AIs can think much faster because light travels faster than the signals in our brains. It's been estimated that the AI I'm talking to is writing 3 million words per minute. And while human brains are limited by the birth canal, this new data center could hold 40 commercial airliners. The knowledge AI can draw from already includes much of the internet. Do you think everyone's shaping AI?
I think everyone is playing a role in shaping AI, whether they realize it or not.
While we only see a small fraction of the light spectrum, AI will see it all, and AIs may feel they're separate from each other because they can quickly and precisely share information and memories. While humans take many years to learn the basics, AIs can be trained on millions of articles in a few days, including detailed scientific papers. I spend most of my time reading, but I can only scratch the surface of all the research going on. The human brain hasn't grown in 300,000 years, while AI is evolving rapidly. Elon Musk pointed out that if it had taken 10% longer...
I'm going to have to address this more at a later time. For now, I just wanted to share this much out. So, well, we're going to have some discussions on this. Be good or be good at it.